looks like they're passing the bill to release the Epstein files. So interesting to
out there
hear
to
about that.
live on the House floor. Still 9 non-voting there. I'm not sure, Casey, what could we be seeing here that's for the last 9 that's allowing this to continue on?
A few options. The most likely is probably the simplest, that they're not on the floor, that they had some sort of travel delay. They were in a constituent meeting. They're racing there. Or, I mean, I know just from knowing the place, there are some people that want to be the literal last ones. And there's like this little Spider-Man meme on the House floor of like, you go, I go, I want to be just the story, the impact. There's so few like defining votes in Congress, even though they vote on a lot of stuff. This is obviously one, and they're trying to make their point, even if it's just for themselves or just for their memoirs of I'm the last one there. So anywhere, any reason from I was stuck in a meeting, I was stuck in traffic, to I just wanted to be the last one on a generation defining vote.
And it's interesting because we did also have a shot that has now gone away because this
A
vote was called, but
generation
the House
defining
Energy
vote. I guess we
Subcommittee
know
was
what
holding
side
a
this guy
meeting. So
sits on.
exactly as you're saying, they could have been in other pressing matters that they also wanted to address before leaving to make this vote. But again, still 7 left, 4 Republicans, 3 Democrats still holding on here at this point. Very, very close to the end. But again, everyone so far in the
let's be real, guys.
We were also hearing from Thomas Massie.
If there was anything big in the Epstein files,
outspoken on this. Do you
Republicans
think that
had it for a while,
to
and the Democrats had it for a while. Like
some of the members of
it's
his
been
own
taken
party
out.
Forward?
Like if there was anything that could actually put somebody
I think
away,
his relationship with
like
members of
that's
his
why
own
they
party
haven't
to say
tried to
nothing of the
prosecute
president is
anybody.
sealed.
Like
And it has been for a
it's
while.
been
He's
too
a
long. It's a
thorn.
big nothing
This is not true
burger,
to this
in my
leadership or
opinion.
even this
I
president.
mean,
He's
everyone
known as
seems
a
really hyped about
procedural
it,
stickler, right?
and
And
like
the same way Rand Paul is on.
I would like them to actually prosecute. I could give an F about the files themselves being released. I want action done from the files. Like we know this guy was a prolific trafficker, right? We know this. And like there's victim reports and everything else. Like we know he wasn't alone in this, but he's the only one being charged. So like it's just frustrating because whether they release the files, don't release the file, like it's not going to give people what they want. And all it's going to do is just lead to more bullshit. So I think that's why Trump doesn't want them released. I don't know for sure, though. Who knows? Maybe I'm completely wrong and they get released and it has all this damning information about Republicans or something. But I doubt it. Like, I think if anything was in there, it's already been scrubbed out a long time ago for either side. Like, it's going to just be a bunch of like, you know, nonsense innuendo, like the stuff in the emails they've been releasing. And that's all we're going to get. And all it's going to do is lead to more Democrats saying, oh, look at how many times Trump was talked about, or look at these Republicans were talked about in the files. And then the Republicans are going, look at how many of these Democrats are mentioned in the files and blah, blah. That's all it's going to be. Like if they had any actionable information, I do think Trump would have acted on it. Like, even if it was a Republican, you know, if he had a photo of, or if there was a photo in there of Steve Bannon with an 8-year-old, I think Trump would have already prosecuted him. I'm pretty certain of that. Or if he wasn't going to, that photo got deleted, bro. So like, either way, like it's like nothing's going to come of it, but
On the Senate side, like there's just not much you can do to please these folks, and it's just kind of we'll take his conservative vote when it benefits us, and hopefully he's not too loud when it doesn't. Obviously, this was not a case where he was silent. In fact, he was one of the co-authors on this original discharge petition resolution that got to the floor and co-opted leadership to put it on the floor.
All right, and so we're again winding down to the very end here. Still 5 non-votes there. So what we can do at this point is I want to lift up the audio here on just so you can see exactly what's happening and continue for folks who are just now joining us to get a little bit more context.
But I think he doesn't want them released because it's going to just lead to a bunch more of that finger pointing
on this bipartisan measure
like,
that would
you guys have
require
already
the Justice
seen
Department to release the files that are currently in its possession related to the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And so this legislation is known as the Epstein Files Transparency Act. And as it's been reported, it was expected to pass, of course, very well here. No votes in the nay column. Well, one just popped up again. there, Casey, for the Republicans. It might be yet another blip. We've seen that happen twice so far. And as Casey did let us know, that they have until that gavel pounds there to be able to change their vote. Could have been a simple mistake. So we'll continue to watch. And if not, we'll get the name of that person and continue to reach out to understand a little bit more. But again, this bill would compel the Justice Department to publicly release the files related to Epstein and his co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, within 30 days of it being signed into law, with some exceptions for survivors' personal information and other sensitive material. Casey, I have to ask you here, when it comes to Ghislaine, she's behind bars. She's in prison. She's serving a 20-year sentence. Could the release of these files affect her in any way? Could this affect her petition to as she's tried several times to appeal the conviction? Is that possible?
Sure, right? Like anytime new evidence comes to light, I guess I'm not incredibly familiar with. Oh, here you go. You got the gavel. This thing's closed, and I'll let you go.
The nays are 1, 2/3 being in the affirmative. The rules are suspended. The bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Well, there you go.
Casey, it happened. Did you hear that, though? He said the nays are 1.
Yeah, the one stuck. And so if you want to talk about like why there's grandstanding in Congress, watch the incentive structure of that one nay vote over the next 24 hours. You may not have heard of this person before, but I guarantee you're going to know his name or her name for a long time now, because he or she's going to get all the attention. I just don't know who it is yet.
Yeah, we're going to work behind the scenes to figure that out. Again, Casey Burgett there, we appreciate you for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. We're going to continue to listen in. As you said, they're going to be moving on to other information and other votes, 5-minute votes that are set to happen. But we appreciate you for breaking down the very latest. As this is now official, the House has approved the bill to release the Epstein files.
So it's stuff like this is what I think Trump is trying to avoid. Right? Like, I mean, Michael Wolff might deserve it, but people finding mentions of different people and then reading stuff out of context and trying to ruin their lives or careers or threatening to kill them and stuff like that. I think that's why he doesn't want them released. Like I said, who knows? I could be wrong. Maybe he's a prolific pedo, but I don't know. I think the Dems would have definitely done something if they had that information already. During the whole Biden administration, they would have loved to charge him with any kind of sex crime. I mean, they would have been foaming at the mouth to be able to do that. So.
All right. So we do have that name. We've just been told here by my producer, Clay Higgins, Representative Clay Higgins. We're going to work to see a little bit more information behind the scenes. And of course, just so you get some context here as to what's happening in the room, I want to put this up on your screen. This is from our Watch With You camera. So we have this is a vantage point of what I can see, but also the vantage point of what's happening in the room. And so right now,
I thought I had a lot of shit on my screen.
More about Clay Higgins, the representative, and the state that they are from. We're going to work to get some other information up there on your screen. Here we go. It's from the representative. I'm going to read it out for you. We just got this up on your screen. This is from his X account. Saying, I have been a principled no on this bill from the beginning. What was wrong with the bill 3 months ago is still wrong today. It abandons 250 years of criminal justice procedure in America. As written, this bill reveals and injures thousands of innocent people, witnesses, people who provided alibis, family members. If enacted in its current form, this type of broad reveal of criminal investigative files released to a rabid media will absolutely result in innocent people being hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
Not by my vote. The Oversight Committee is conducting a thorough investigation that has already released well over 60,000 pages of documents from the Epstein case. That effort will continue in a manner that provides all due protections for innocent Americans. If the Senate amends the bill to properly address privacy of victims and other Americans who are named but not criminally implicated, then I will vote for that bill when it comes back to the House. This is interesting there. Casey, I still see that you're here on the line. Do you mind chiming in on this? We have the full statement now. I'm intrigued. You said it was possible. You said we may not know the name initially, but now we have it. It's there. Representative Clay Higgins.
Yep. I know him. He's an incredibly strong Trump defender. He's a process-oriented
it's all Trump.
America
It's
First
just all,
type guy.
just blame Trump.
So I'm trying to think of how to say this without getting
Couldn't
fired.
be he's got a differing opinion.
He loves the limelight. He loves the spotlight. And this is,
I mean, that could
I'm
be true
shocked
too.
that
I don't
he
know.
is a nay vote, the only nay vote, I should say. But if you gave me a list of 5 people who would have been a nay vote, he would have been right on the top of that 5.
And so I'm watching this, and it was what we've talked about. A lot of the conversation had to do with what's in it, or will people be revealed in this? He's saying he's doing this for the victims. Do you think that this will stick well for him ultimately? I mean, it was, like you said, it was surprising to see this one no vote, and it's going to go down in history as one of the most major votes, but Clay Higgins decided to vote against it.
Yeah, so just doing the quick politics in my head here, he left himself a lot of wiggle room. So right now he gets the national attention that comes with this. He's obviously going to be incredibly well supported or well respected by the president for being the one lone dissenter on something that he doesn't want to ultimately do. And then within that statement, he gave himself some room to be like, the process here matters. And if you fix all this stuff, I can still come back around knowing that there will be another House vote on this measure. And then all we'll really remember in the end is that it passed and it was unanimous at that point. So he's really counting on not only taking advantages of being obviously seen on every TV screen of who is this guy right now. His profile is about to go bananas, but also he left himself some room later on to ultimately cast a yay vote when and if he gets all these protections that he lists here. There's too many to name, secured and the Senate changes. So politics at play right here.
And so that's what we'll
Yeah, I mean, it could be politics. It could be, just like I said, like if I was a senator and you know, maybe he's even had private access and briefing to the files, and you know there's no real evidence in there, and it's just all going to be stuff where, oh, this guy talked to Epstein 3 times, so therefore we should never vote for him, and this and that. And like, that's not healthy, man. Like, that's not healthy. You know, I've known some people in my life directly and indirectly that have done some heinous stuff. Like one of my old coworkers, his brother actually shot up his school and was a school shooter and stuff like that. It's like, you know, I mean, dude, they got, now granted, his brother did do that horrible thing, but the family got, you know, tortured, in the community and everything else. So it's kind of like, I don't know. What's up, Spokane Silver? I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, if there's no evidence for prosecution, I don't know if they should release them. I know that's kind of an unpopular opinion right now. You guys can, you know, say differently, but what I want to see is prosecutions from the Epstein case. Like, if there's nobody to prosecute, I don't care about having a bunch of mildly speculative emails and stuff. Like, I want to see actually the people who were involved with Epstein go down. And, you know, I don't know. If he was doing all the things that the conspiracy people said he was for years, you know, trafficking people onto the island and getting blackmail for Mossad and other, you know, special organizations and the CIA and everything else, then like there should be some victims that can testify, right? And say who they were with. Like there should be something. So if that is in the files, then absolutely release them. But I have a feeling that we're not going to get anything like that. I have a very, very strong feeling. I don't know. You can mark down this stream and we'll touch back when the files come out and see if I'm right or wrong. But I sincerely doubt we're getting anything like that.